Hi everyone, Melissa here. In today's video, I want to talk about what to do if you're feeling stuck and you're not seeing any movement with your manifestation. So if that sounds like you, I think this video will really help. Before we get started, I just want to announce that I'm offering 50% off coaching until November 30th. So if you're interested in coaching, check out the link in the description of this video to get 50% off. That offer will be ending at the end of November, so be sure to check it out before then. Okay, so what do you do if you're feeling stuck and you've been trying and trying and you're just not seeing any movement? Okay, so I'm noticing this pattern lately with a lot of clients, especially related to SP, where they will be affirming and scripting and doing sats and watching videos and reading Neville and doing all this stuff all day long, and they're seeing absolutely no movement, and they're really frustrated, and they've been working on it for a long time, and they've been trying to figure out their blocks and everything they could possibly do. They feel like they've expended all this energy. So first thing I want to say about that is manifesting should not feel like a job. Consciously manifesting, it should not feel hard. It should not feel like a job. It should be fun. It should be easy. It should be light. It should be fun. Because why? Because we know that when we do it correctly, we get what we want. We get to experience everything we want in this life. We can direct our attention, our awareness, our consciousness to align with everything we could imagine and want. Why wouldn't that be fun? That's an amazing gift, right? So remember that it should be fun. And remember, you are already a master manifester. You've been doing this your entire life. You just didn't know you were doing it. Right now, we're trying to build that skill. We're trying to build that muscle. You are just developing a skill you've been good at and able to do your whole life, and you're training it to just be able to direct it to get what you want all the time, instead of things showing up that you don't want, instead of life just happening to you. Before you knew about being able to consciously create, good things still happened in your life, right? Because in those times, you were able to keep your attention focused on what you want instead of what you don't. And you were able to identify with the truth of what you want much easier than what you didn't, because maybe in those instances you didn't have any resistance or blocks towards it, right? So number one, remember, keep it light, keep it fun, and it should not be a job. And number two, remember, you are always good at this. You've always been good at this. You're amazing at it. We're all given this gift. You know how to do this. You just have to get better at directing your attention and sticking firm to it. Okay, that's out of the way. So let's dig into how do we change it from now on, right? So when you are stuck in a cycle of affirming, nothing's working, checking the 3D, that's backwards. If you are looking at the 3D constantly and noticing and acknowledging that you don't have what you want, that is identifying with the old story. And in that moment, every time you acknowledge that you don't have what you want, you're just repeating the old story. You're just repeating. So you've done all these affirmations all day and scripting and feeling really good about your new story, but then you acknowledge the 3D and decide that that's what's true right now. You just wiped out all your affirmations. You just decided your truth is this instead of this. Your truth is the old story instead of the new story. So you might feel frustrated, like you're doing all this work with good reason, because you're trying to change your story, but you're still allowing yourself to identify with what's showing up in the 3D that you decide you don't like, that you decide doesn't match with what your desire is, and then that's negating all the affirmations and all the scripting and all the new story that you've been trying to build into your mind, right? So give yourself a break. Take a minute. You can't mess anything up. You can still always get what you want. It's not too late. You can change everything in every moment. Every moment is a new moment to change. What you need to do now is commit to yourself that you are going to stay firm. You are going to be shameless in your assumption that what you want is true now. What you want is true instead. So when you see something in the 3D, don't make it mean that it doesn't align with your desire. Instead, make it mean something that works in your favor. If in that moment all you can do is decide, I don't know how this helps me, I don't know, I can't see it right now, but I know that this is helping me get my desire. This just means that my desire is here. This just aligns with my desire. Everything always works out for me. Maybe I can't see it right now, but I know that's true. And I know that my desire is true instead. So use the 3D as your tool. If you recognize all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have what I want. Thanks. But actually, that's just an old story. This is what's true instead. And redirect your thoughts back to your new story. You have to constantly be the gatekeeper of your thoughts. You have to constantly be redirecting your thoughts to what you want, to what aligns with your desire, instead of constantly acknowledging that you haven't got that text message from your SP yet, or they're probably enjoying life without you because you haven't heard from them, or they said this, so that means that they don't love me, or they're seeing this other person, so of course they're not into me. You see how that's exactly opposite of the new story that you're trying to create, the new truth that you're trying to embody. So if you end every thought about your SP in that old story, that's all that's ever going to outpicture for you, because you are not allowing yourself to accept a new possible truth, a new outcome, a new reality. So when Neville talks about living in the end and feeling is the secret, all that's trying to say is embodying a new truth, decreeing within yourself that this is what is actually true now. This is actually how it is now. This is how things are now. This is what they think of me now. This is what my job is like now. This is what my health is like now. And remember too, everyone and everything is you pushed out. And you decide what everything means. So when somebody shows up in your 3D, remember, they are just a projection of your assumptions about them. They are mirroring back to you what you assume about them. So you could decide, take how they show up as feedback and decide what it means. So then they will constantly project and mirror back to you what you want, right? So an example of this would be, let's say your SP tells you that he got a text from some other girl, okay? You can, in that moment, remember, he's me pushed out. I decide what everything means. I'm going to decide that he's going to ignore that text and it's just going to make him realize how much he likes me instead. And I'm going to decide that the only reason he told me about it is because he really cares about me and wants to be honest and transparent. Use it to your advantage. Use every interaction with people and everything that happens in life to your advantage. Decide it means only good things. Decide that it works in your favor. Decide that everything always works out for you. Decide that you always get what you want. Decide that your affirmations are working constantly, because your thoughts create. If you know your thoughts create and you have a thought about what you want, boom, you believe it, it shows up. But if you keep just reading books and watching videos and affirming and doing sats, but then constantly going back and accepting that you're still not together, or accepting that you don't have what you want yet, you are not going to get what you want, because you keep identifying with the truth that you perceive, which is, I don't have it yet. You have to embody it and accept it as your truth and decree it as your truth before it will show up in the 3D. You have to experience it in your mind as true for you right now before it will show up in your 3D. Which is cool because, like I said, then you get to experience it twice, right? And another pattern I'm seeing is people are getting really caught up on, it's not true now and it can't happen because this, and this. It's not your job to figure out how it's going to happen. Anything you perceive as an obstacle will be completely obliterated if you will just embody the end state that you want to experience. Because you don't decide on the how. You are relieved of that responsibility. You never have to worry about the how. You just have to accept what you want is true now, no matter what you see in the 3D. And when you see something in the 3D, perceive it as though it's working in your favor. Perceive it as though it helps you in your manifestation in some way. So I hope this helps you. I'm seeing a lot of frustrated people lately who've been working hard, and you have all the basics. You have it. You know it. You already know it within you anyways, but you're just not really applying it. You're not really accepting what you want as true now. And if you will just decide that what you want is true now and not accept anything else but that in your mind, boom, it's going to show up so fast. So fast. I hope this helped you. I feel like maybe I rambled a little bit in this video, but I just wanted to get a lot of points out at one time. You can absolutely do this. You can absolutely have what you want. Just be firm in your assumptions that what you desire is true now, and it will happen for you. I promise you, it will happen. And when it does, please comment below or send an email into sessions, because nothing makes our day better or more than seeing your success. That's why we're all here, right? We just want everybody to get what they want and have a wonderful, beautiful, amazing life, because everyone deserves that. Okay, so if you feel like you still need some help identifying what story you are accepting as true about something, I would love to help you. I'm available for one-on-one coaching. I also have a few courses. You can find the links to all of that in the description of this video. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Okay?